Today at Petrochemical Strategies, getting back to business. As the country starts to reopen, some industries never close. Today, I will discuss the importance and challenges of getting back to business. It's June 3rd in the year 2020. Last weekend, I read a story about a meat processing plant shutting down in Iowa. Although stories of plants shutting down due to the spread of the coronavirus are not new, this one caught my attention. The plant employs around 2,500 people in a community of about 20,000, so it is a major part of the local economy. Despite management efforts to reduce the spread of the virus, having mandatory face masks, for instance, or workplace dividers, and increased social distancing in common areas, a whopping 550 employees, or 22% of the workforce, tested positive for the virus. Now, working in a meat processing plant may not be the same as working at a petrochemicals facility. There are some similarities in all 24/7 operations. Before I talk about that, let's talk about some numbers. I'd like to talk about a report that came out from the Bureau of Economic Analysis on May 29th. This first chart shows that personal income increased on a month-on-month basis by 10.5% in April. This second chart shows that consumer spending on goods and services decreased by 13.2% in April compared to March. So what is the rationale? The increase in personal income in April is due to the Federal Economic Recovery Program and unemployment benefits. The decrease in consumer spending on goods was led by the food and beverage segment. Prescription drug spending was down as well. Within services, the decrease was led by healthcare, with food services and accommodations contributing to the decline. As a result, personal savings hit $6.15 trillion in April, which is a personal savings rate of 33% of disposable income. This is not very good news for the petrochemicals industry. Polyethylene, polypropylene inventories are very high. As a result, we've seen spot prices fall to levels we haven't seen in 10 years. The only place where demand is showing any kind of promise is in medical and hygiene applications. The automotive industry is a key industry for petrochemicals. Autodata Corporation published April total vehicle sales in the US at 8.6 million units. This is almost half of the number of vehicles sold in January and February of this year, and very, very bad news for petrochemicals, in particular butadiene, which is used in tires and other automotive components. The petrochemicals industry and the economy in general need a healthy dose of positive consumer sentiment to move from survival to recovery mode. One of the keys is job security. Throughout the pandemic, the petrochemicals industry and other industries continued to work on a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week schedule. There are several types of work schedules used in 24/7 operations. Probably the most notable is the DuPont schedule, which is named after the company where it originated back in the 1950s. The DuPont schedule is based on staggering the schedules of 4 crews, each working 12-hour shifts over a 28-day period. On average, workers clock 42 hours per week. However, once per cycle, workers must go through a period of 3 days of 12-hour shifts, 24 hours off, then 3 more days of 12-hour shifts. However, this grueling period is offset by a built-in 7-day mini vacation every 28 days. Let me show you how this works. The cycle starts with 4 consecutive day shifts. That's followed by 3 consecutive days off. Then we get into the grueling part of the cycle. There are 3 consecutive night shifts, 1 24-hour period off, then 3 consecutive day shifts. That's followed by 3 days off duty, 4 consecutive night shifts, and finally 7 consecutive days off. So, using these colored dots, each one representing one of the 4 work shifts, let's develop a schedule for the month of July. Dots on the top of each day will be for the day shift, and on the bottom will be for the night shift. Now let's see if we can do the full year. COVID-19 has exposed some challenges with 24/7 operations. The workers who work shifts like these, they spend a lot of time together with their shift. They are physically required to be present at their jobs and they really have no opportunity to work from home. So if one worker contracts the virus on a shift and spreads it to the rest of the shift, then the entire shift needs to be quarantined. A company may be able to work through a 3-shift operation for some period of time, but they run the risk of having employees burn out and be highly fatigued, and that leads to mistakes and potentially accidents. In April, McKinsey & Company published an article titled "Managing a Manufacturing Plant Through the Coronavirus Crisis." In the article, they stressed the importance of protecting the workforce through formalized and standardized operating procedures and effective two-way communications. They highlight the importance of anticipating changes and modeling rapid, fact-based actions. Finally, they emphasize the importance of driving productivity at a distance. Even with adequate protections, as I described in the meatpacking plant example, the risks are still there. The effects of the coronavirus are going to be well with us past the cure. So clearly in the office environment, there's been a lot of talk about remote working and how that'll work, but 24/7 operations have different problems. They're going to have to rethink the way they operate. They're going to have to be creative about how they organize and protect the workers, and they're going to have to accelerate the pace of change. So I don't know if this is the new normal, but being safer, more effective, and more efficient, I think will be the better normal.